Okay, so my name is Vermeulen. I'm an identity strategist here at SailPoint. I'm joined today by Martin Sandren from Ikea. Can you just very briefly explain Ikea versus Ikea?
So it's a quite complex setup. So Ikea is basically a franchise organization. So we have a central organization that's a bit like McDonald's headquarters that kind of runs the central product and then licenses it out to different organizations who actually runs the stores where you're going and buy the different meeting points where we meet the customer and then hopefully provide a better life for many.
Cool, thank you. Why specifically do you think identity security is so important for Ikea?
So there's a couple of different pieces to it. So of course, being a very large company, a global company, they have a lot of turnover, we have a lot of staff, and therefore, fortunately, we also have turnover of the staff. So, if you look at the identity systems originally were primarily geared towards was to ensure that you join the mobile leader process was there. That new people could stop working and people that switched around the organization to still have access to what they needed, and people that left their access was remote. What we do see is that the identity systems are getting closer and closer interlinked with the cybersecurity system. So the ITDR processes and so on are becoming more and more critical to protect the company.
Perfect. Obviously, you have a lot of third-party suppliers. And I would argue among these two, you might just be seen as a critical part of society since you furniture half the world. That puts a burden on you to basically get control over the cybersecurity at your suppliers as well. How challenging has that been so far?
So it is a significant challenge. Now, obviously, the business we're in with basically our core business is over furniture, and that is less highly regulated than if you would, for example, an electricity supplier or a water supplier or something like that. We are working very actively with our suppliers, and we're also seeing that one of the challenges that we have is that historically we've been doing quite a lot of work with our suppliers also around social responsibility, ensuring to combat child labor, all of these things, combat non-sustainable practices within forestry, all of those things. We're also trying to see how we're going to handle not only working with the suppliers, but the suppliers of our suppliers. So not only with the person who makes the bookshelves, but also the people who makes the glue that goes into the versions. And yeah, I completely agree that this is not an easy part to do. We've been spending a lot of time and resources on our code of conduct. So from that perspective, it's not new to us. Just we have another part of the code of conduct is also in cybersecurity.
Understood. And what trends specifically do you see in your industry that drive the need for identity security?
Well, I think there are two kind of meta trends we see across not only the retailing industry and furniture retail industries. What is the kind of rise of ITDR, that identity is becoming a core component to your cybersecurity? It's obvious. Like completely different field, it's actually very closely integrated. I mean, you need to work very closely with the cybersecurity people because they have knowledge that identity professionals don't. The identity professionals generally don't know how to run cyber, but the cybersecurity team also needs the identity components because that is not something that they are used to handle. I think that is one trend. The other is helping the business through to how to best implement the new legislation for me. And if you look at the regulations, it's very uncommon that a regulation doesn't make sense. Usually this is things that we should have been doing for a long time, but due to just overall overload of priorities we haven't been doing. So it's important that you look at the regulations also. It's not only a burden, but it's also a chance to actually go and fix the things that we all know that you should have fixed this a long time ago. That just hasn't happened.
Is there any advice that you would give someone who's just starting on their identity journey?
So I think I'm part of it. We've been trying to make sure that there is kind of a community onto the identity. There is quite a lot of, there's meetups, there's both online and physical. And if you look today, for example, I think SailPoint has been extremely good at building a community around the practitioners, the people who work out in the companies, the SI firms, the consulting firms, and really try to figure out, how does the community work in the place where you are? And how can you engage and start also contributing to it?